the health worker for Palestine, Dr. Omar Mannan.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the NUJ for organizing this, the Media Workers for Palestine and all the other organizations. And thank you to every single one of you for turning up today. When I was thinking about what words I wanted to say, I honestly am lost for words right now. So I thought what I wanted to do was read a couple of quotes from health workers that have been sent to me from inside Gaza over the last few weeks. This is a message sent from a volunteer emergency doctor at Al-Aqsa Hospital. The situation in our hospital was catastrophic today. So many injuries with no doctors or nurses. The lack of staff and equipment is hugely concerning. I had to deal with a child with multiple gunshots in his chest and one in his abdomen. One of the doctors told me to let him die in peace, but I refused to leave him. I had so much trouble looking for someone to help me. There were no nurses or doctors around me, and his injuries were significant, and it was getting worse because of the delay. Finally, with the help of a friend from the surgical team, we inserted the chest tube. We gave him blood until we could find someone to get him to the operating theatre, but there was no one. I felt so bad because normally, in normal peacetime, this child could have been saved. Finally, we heard a lot of gunshots around and we had to leave everyone behind. And I cried because I didn't know what to do, wondering what will happen to the people left behind. I felt helpless and scared. I was looking to everyone, including the little children, broken-hearted, knowing that they won't be getting the help they need if they get injured. Another message from a nurse in Gaza. This is testimony taken once they were released from Israeli detention. One of the soldiers called me to come. He said, "Let me see your hands." And he tightened the handcuffs severely. I told him, "This is going to obstruct the blood flow to my hands." In return, he spat phlegm in my face. And he called me the son of an adulterer and insulted God with the worst possible words. 7 months into this genocide, this is what health workers are enduring day in, day out. And it is getting more and more depraved by the day. 480 health workers have been killed, executed, hundreds more have been detained, and probably hundreds more remain under the rubble that are unaccounted for. This is a sector that is trying to protect human life, that is trying to help the people of Gaza, and yet they are suffering the worst fate, because as Richard said, the thing that links journalists and health workers, they are both truth bearers, they are both sectors that are laying witness to what is happening in front of them, these war crimes. And the Israelis want nothing less than this to be exposed to the world, and so for them, they will go to every end to silence them, including killing them or detaining them. We saw this week mass graves reminiscent of Bosnia in the 90s. Mass graves with 300 bodies dug up from around Nasser Medical Complex, some of whom, many of whom, 50 of whom at least, were health workers, their hands tied. They were still in their scrubs and they were executed with single bullets to the back of the head. This cannot continue to go on. This has to stop, and our role as health workers, our role as concerned citizens is to continue to apply the pressure, to continue walking, marching, protesting, speaking to our MPs, pushing for boycott, for sanctions, for divestment. And watching the solidarity movements on US campuses has given a ray of hope for many of us, especially the medical students that I talk to, the health workers that are watching and seeing these brave students arrested in their thousands for speaking up, just like the American students did during Vietnam. And this must be something that we use as a platform to push ourselves, to continue pushing and to make sure this genocide ends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omar.